Well, good morning, folks. Saturday, August the 1st. And guess what today is? Today is the day that we finish the Schuylkill River. 7.5 miles to go. Let's get at it. Good morning, folks. Well, the day has finally come. My final segment of the Schuylkill River. I just put in at Flat Rock Park in Gladwyne, where I finished last week. And I'm heading south on the river toward the Flat Rock Dam. And it's going to be pretty much an immediate portage. I only have about 500 yards to get to the dam, and then I will portage around it, which won't be very fun. And then I'll put back in, and from what I understand, there's a pretty fun little section of faster water, which water level's low, so I don't know how fast it'll be. But there's that, and then I'll be in the home stretch. A total of about 7.5 miles to go, and I will finish later on this afternoon at Boathouse Row in Philadelphia, near the Philadelphia Art Museum. Looking forward to it. Now, for those of you from the area, you'll see I'm directly right here at the Roxborough Towers. Kind of a landmark. On any clear night, you can see those lights from those towers from miles and miles in any direction. And I don't know if you can make out or not, but the dam is pretty much right there in front of me. It's going to be a hot one again today, folks. I think it's supposed to go up to about 86 today. Very humid. Tried to get an early start, but once again, I'm later than I wanted to be. And I'm going to have to deal with the heat. So one little difference today, I didn't do the shuttle with the car. I just drove to Flat Rock by myself and left the truck there, because as it turns out, my daughter lives in Manayunk, and I'm going to be paddling right through her neck of the woods. And she's actually going to come and try to shoot some video of me from the riverbank going by, which will be nice. And then she's going to pick me up at Boathouse Row. I promised her a nice lunch. And we'll go out and celebrate a little bit, being done this thing. Now, another thing is that the guidebook says there's a portage here. I came and looked, and I don't feel like dealing with it. It just doesn't look that good. So I scouted this out, and I'm actually going to go right down to the bridge there, right down to the dam, right to the last minute, and I'm going to just go right up the side there. Probably not the smartest thing I've ever done, but hey, I made it this far, right? So we'll see. So those little ducks are going to have to get out of the way.
There's Bert on the other side crossing the dam. Go, Bert, go! Looks like he's struggling a bit to get it through the rocks. He looks so little from over here. Uh-oh, that was almost a wipeout.
This is a kayak part is awesome. All right, so there's the dam behind me. Just had the Portage from hell, which I'm not sure if I got on video or not. Now I'm going to what they call the Whitewater Mile. Below the dam, below the Flat Rock Dam. And I see my daughter. She came out to get some video of me. Water level's low. So the water isn't exactly white water.
Here he comes. Hi, Fosh.
Hi, Al.
How was that?
There's my beautiful little girl up on the wall waiting for me. See if I can come up and give you a hug. Hi, geese. Love, you're way up there. I see you. Did you really? I'm tired. That portage was horrible. All right, so you're going to meet me at the bridge too? That'll be awesome. This is my lovey, Allie girl. She's the best. All right, I'm going to jump back in the boat. It'll probably take me like 20 minutes to get down to Green Lane. Love you.
There he goes, following the geese.
So there are a lot of big rocks visible, and I can see a lot of big rocks below the water as well, which makes me think that when the water flow is running, this probably could be really fun water. But again, that water's down probably 3 or 4 feet looking at the sides of the banks. But again, after a big storm, during winter melt off, I could see this being a lot of fun. All right, let's see if there's any fun left in this water. Got a little wet. Been a while since we got wet. Yeah, I could see in high water that section would be a lot of fun. Well, coming up on the first bridges. This first one here. This is actually the Green Lane Bridge. And then behind that is the Kinwood Trail. It's a walking, biking trail that goes from Ballkinwood, or from Manayunk down to Ballkinwood. It's about 2 miles. Nice little trail. I've done that with my daughter and her boyfriend.
Here we are on the Green Lane Bridge. There he goes. Bye.
So the heat is definitely picking up. Going under those 2 bridges back there. I got 5 miles to go. Water's actually moving at a fairly, well, was, to at a fairly decent pace. So probably got a couple hours left. So I'm going to have the constant hum of traffic on this paddle today. So I'll be next to the highway, next to the Schuylkill Expressway for the entire trip. Not quite as peaceful as the beginning sections of the river. How you guys doing? Doesn't exactly add to the ambiance, does it? How are you? Doing well, thank you. This area here, this is actually the Philadelphia Canoe Club. They have a nice location right here on the water. Really old building. And then it's right on the mouth of the Wissahickon Creek. Entering the river here. So the Wissahickon Creek runs through a big portion of Fairmount Park. The Wissahickon Gorge up there. I've done a lot of hiking over the years along Wissahickon. Really nice park, really nice place to hike. I'll tell you what, if a scene like this doesn't help you appreciate the balance between the modern world and nature, I don't know what will. Beautiful waterfall between 2 bridges, wonderful little babbling creek, and then modern man on bicycles and cars and trucks going across the bridge. Really pretty little area though. I'm glad I paddled up here. Yeah, that was nice. I'm glad I went up the mouth of the Wissahickon. That's really pretty. I can't imagine how old this Philadelphia Canoe Club is. I bet you that building's 200 plus years old. Here we have, these are the City Avenue bridges. So, City Avenue or City Line Avenue. I always call it City Line Avenue. So we are in Philadelphia totally now. We got Philadelphia on both sides of the river. So this here is the Falls Bridge in front of me. I have Kelly Drive on my left. So these two high bridges here, tall bridges. These are the Route 1 or the Schuylkill, not the Schuylkill, the Roosevelt Boulevard bridges. Yeah, again, kind of like the comments I made in the last video. I've driven across those bridges 1,000 times in my life. And these things actually kind of, so I always said, damn, these bridges are high when you look down at the water. And now from being down on the water and looking up, damn, these bridges are high. And you can see here on my left is Kelly Drive. Kelly Drive is a really pretty part of the city. It's a walking and biking trail for several miles. It goes all the way down to the Philadelphia Art Museum. Literally, you know, half of Philadelphia looks like they're out there today. But yeah, this is pretty through here. So, yeah, there's another view looking up at Laurel Hill Cemetery, which is on the left side of Kelly Drive when you're headed into the city. Again, kind of morbid to say that a cemetery is a really cool place, but that one is. It's just neat to go through there and kind of look at the names. Harry Callis is buried in there. Harry Callis was the longtime announcer for the Phillies. General George Meade is in there. He was an Army general. Fort Meade in Maryland is named after him. David Rittenhouse is another one. So that anyone familiar with Philadelphia, there's Rittenhouse Square. And David Rittenhouse was the one-time president or director or whatever the word is of the Philadelphia Mint. And I guess you get a job like that and you get part of the city named after you for whatever that's worth. But a really cool place. They actually do theater in there in the summer. They do some haunted tours. So if you're in the Philly area, Laurel Hill Cemetery. Seems odd to have on your itinerary, but pretty cool place. I'm getting close. I can see boathouses from here. We're near the end, folks. So this here is the Strawberry Mansion Bridge. In my opinion, one of the prettiest bridges in Philadelphia. I don't know if you can see the numbers on there. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6 over there. That's because this portion of the river is used for races, for crew races. They have the Dad Vale Regatta is here every year. I think that's in May. The oldest regattas, I think, in the Americas. Obviously canceled this year because of COVID. But yeah, so entering the home stretch here. I'm coming up. Here's a boathouse on my left. This here is the St. Joe's Prep and St. Joe's University boathouse. I coached a kid for many years in soccer. My boy Alex Talbot, one of my favorite kids. He rowed for the Prep. So I guess he spent a lot of time there. And they're coming down to the stretch. And it looks like in lane 2, Bert Grawl in the Sea Eagle Explorer 380X after 122 miles from Schuylkill Haven to Philadelphia for the win, lane 2. Oh, crowd is going nuts. Oh, not done yet, but it was fun to pretend. I hear a bald eagle, but I can't see him. He's hunting somewhere. This here is the Columbia Bridge. Kind of neat to see all the school logos painted on here. Got LaSalle and Temple, Penn, Philadelphia University, Villanova, University of Delaware, Philadelphia University, did I say that already? Kind of neat. St. Joe's University, Drexel. And there it is. My first view of the Philly skyline. Wow. And these, ladies and gentlemen, are the final two bridges of the trip. This first one here, this is a railroad bridge that Amtrak train just went over. And behind that is Girard Avenue. You know what? This seems like about as good a time as any. Kind of gather my thoughts here at the end. I'm about a half mile from the end. And when I come around this next bend, I'll be right at Boathouse Row. Focus on what I'm doing there. But as I finish this, yeah, this was kind of a crazy idea that I had early spring to paddle the entire length of the Schuylkill River. And I really didn't think I would do it. But wow, what an adventure. Saw a lot of really fantastic things. Yeah, some of the nature was just beautiful, especially on the northern sections through Schuylkill and Berks counties. Just gorgeous. Totally different vibe as you got through Reading, Pottstown, Royersford, Phoenixville, down into Conshohocken and Manayunk, and into Philadelphia. As you get into go from pure rural state game lands country and finishing in the 6th largest city in the country. 122 miles. Yeah, before I finish here, I would like to acknowledge the people that helped me with this. My boy Ralph, fraternity brother. Brother, you did the one section with me. He started it out in the very beginning. Did that first run from Schuylkill Haven to Auburn. Unfortunately, Ralph got injured and wasn't able to join me on any other sections. And then on 4th of July, I had my daughter, my son Bradley, and my father-in-law Richard Miller. They did a section with me. And then, this really couldn't have happened without all the shuttles. Well, a lot of driving to get this done. And Allison, my daughter, is helping me today. Alex, my other son, who's in Florida now for the summer, he helped on a couple of sections early. Cindy has helped a few times, my wife. But a big shout out to my boy Bradley. Bradley was my main shuttle driver. Did a great job for me on some of the furthest sections. And so family, thank you. I could not have done this without your help. Just logistically, there's no way I could have done this all alone. So thank you very much for letting me chase this silly little fantasy I had. Love y'all. Here it is. Boathouse Row, Center City, Philadelphia. Just wow. I got a wind right in my face. Hopefully it's not messing up this audio too badly. I'm sure it is. Again, just another one of the examples of How many hundreds of thousands of times have I driven on that highway and looked across the river, particularly at night, at Boathouse Row, and just thought how beautiful it was. How neat, what a cool thing in Philadelphia. Now here I am. The beautiful Philly Skyline, the art museum. Looks like they're doing some kind of little dredging project or something back here. All the docks are out of the water. Yeah, I'm just going to go up here until I find someplace I can take out. Yeah, I might maybe should have scouted this out a little bit. There's obviously a major construction project going on down here. But I will figure a way out. You know how they say best made plans are laid to waste? Yeah, it's kind of what happened here. So I had this grand vision of finishing this up at Boathouse Row and, you know, taking it out in a beautiful dock right next to the art museum. Now I get down here and it's a construction zone. All the docks are out of the water. There's nothing going on. There's booms in the water, so there's some big project going on here that I don't know. So I'm just going to get out up here at the end. I see a beautiful little girl waiting for me. That's my daughter Allison, and I'm gonna call it an end to this journey. Right here, climb out over the wall. Alright folks, this is not how I thought it was going to end. This is about as graceful as it's going to get pulling it out of the water.
Need help?
I got it, thank you.
You sure?
Ta-da! It's done. Here we go, love. I'm done my river journey.